Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm just glad you're here. First off, I want to say thank you to the channel members. Thank you all. And thank you for anyone who takes the time to subscribe to the channel, who likes the channel, who comments, or if you just come in here to watch knife and EDC content from time to time. I really do hope you enjoy it. Today is a different video. This is a knife that's not a new knife. However, it's a new knife to me. It was sent in to me to check out by brother Chris229, and it will eventually make its way, because it was donated to the channel, into a members giveaway. But this is the Cold Steel Air Lite Tanto. I'd seen this knife before. But I don't think I was aware at how thin it was. So what you have here is you have this wicked little Lockback. I think it's actually a triad lock, looking at it there. So you've got a triad lock. You've got an AUS-10A blade. You've got made in Taiwan, cold steel, a little bit of branding there, and then Air Lite on that size there. It is extremely, because we'll look at a couple of other cold steels, but it is, for a cold steel, it's a hardy knife, it's a full-size knife, hard use knife, but it's also light and more EDC, I guess you would say, than a lot of the other cold steels, at least in my collection. When I collected cold steels and I was into them for their big, chunky, you know, overbuiltness. But this guy is extremely slicey. You've got that nice long Tanto blade on the flat, and then you've got this point that really is a compound. It's thicker, but it's got really good bite, and for a piercer, it is like none other. It is an absolute Slurpee saver, but also what I would consider to be a fine full-size EDC knife. A, it's so light, and B, it's very, dare I say, fidgety. I mean, it's on thumb studs. It's got a triad lock, which will drop to your finger. You can reverse flick it. You've got to put a little wrist into it. It's got a nice spoon clip that, even though it's not altogether gorgeous, it goes in and out of pocket amazingly well. It's almost deep carry, comes up to about right here. You've got, I believe these are G10 handles, and again, AUS-10A on the blade steel. And what surprised me about this was when I got this, when Chris sent it in, he also sent in the SR1 Lite, which was a much bigger knife. So currently, the smallest cold steel I have is the American Lawman. So the American Lawman is working with the same blade stock, but look how much thicker that frame is. A 1/16 of an inch thicker. Our blade stock, 0.1260, 0.1370. So it's thinner than the American Lawman, and which again is a small cold steel for me, but still occupies a much larger carry profile than the cold steel Air Lite. Both in height and length's about the same, but weight is much lighter. And then you look at it next to a monster like my AD10, and there's absolutely no comparison. You wouldn't even necessarily think it was the same maker, right? I mean, this is a triad lock. This is a triad lock. But this one we decided had 0.1250. This one clocks in at 0.1545. So when you look at the Air Lite, and I'm sure, guys, you can correct me in the comments, I'm just not as educated on cold steel knives as I am on a lot of the other brands, but I can tell you that the ones that I've always been attracted to were the thicker, bigger, chunkier ones, which is, well, that was painful, cut into my fingernail, but you can see how much thicker that is there. So the Air Lite is light both in its weight and in the way it carries, and from a cold steel standpoint, the way that it's built. Still so strong of a lockup. You've still got that really, I would say, exceptional triad lock. Probably one of the strongest locks in the game. And you've got nice ergonomics. You can feel these G10 handles because it's so thin, so I can kind of feel them on my fingers when I put a death grip on it, but I don't feel the clip, however. And again, I know we did a paper cutting test before, but when this came, it had been used, and I put it on the TS Prof. And that AUS-10 sharpened up so evenly, so nicely. I left a little bit of a toothy edge on it. But yeah, just very, very slicey. Whoops. And very, very pokey. So from your EDC package opener to your hardcore rope paracord cutter to your cardboard breaker downer to your, heaven forbid, that son of a bitch has got my Slurpee and he's not getting away with it, this knife fits the bill. Let's get a couple of quick size comparisons of this guy. Cold Steel 4Max. This is a VV Baby Banta. And then we've got our Benchmade Bug Out. And our Paramilitary 2, which I think it's going to be pretty close to the size of the PM2. I could be wrong. PM2 is a little bit longer, where the Bug Out's a little bit shorter. But for shits and giggles, let's look at it next to the Cold Steel American Lawman. Previously my thinnest Cold Steel knife, about the same size as the American Lawman. And I don't have my 8015 out here, but I do have the 8010. It's a good bit smaller than the 8010. But again, what it did for me, I really enjoy this knife. This knife might even, sorry guys, stay in my collection because I enjoy it that much. I've been carrying it a good bit, not just for the review, but because I find it very light, very minimal on its fingerprinting, and just a great, great bruiser of a knife. I think these list for right around 75, 80 bucks. I'll put a link in the description there for you guys. But it weighs in at 3.15 ounces. So we're going to see that this is going to be a good bit less than our ounce and inch on our blade, I'm guessing. Because we're at 3.5 inches on the blade with a 3.5 inch cutting area. You've got an inside grip from here to here, right at 4 inches. So your inside grip from here to here is 4 inches. Your overall handle is going to come in at right over 4.5, and the entire length of the knife is going to be 8 1/8. So yeah guys, that is the Cold Steel Air Lite. I want to say it's in the $70, $80 range. I'll put a couple of links, my affiliate links for Amazon or wherever else it's available. They also make this in a drop point. So if Tanto's not your thing, you can get this in a drop point. It is very thin. It's very nimble. I've been very impressed with it, guys. That is the Cold Steel Air Lite in AUS-10. Made in Taiwan. For you, for me, by Cold Steel. Guys, thank you for watching the video. And if y'all are still here and you haven't had a chance yet to hit the subscribe button or that bell notification icon, please do it for me. It would be hugely helpful. But more importantly, look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for that guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.